In a time veiled by memory, in a corner of the world forgotten by gilded halls and grand empires, lay a forest that remembered all things. Here, where mist clung to the ancient pines like a shroud, Ilara often came. She sought not the company of nobles, but the solace of silence, a silence heavy with an unspoken sorrow. She carried a secret deep within her, a promise given and a promise broken, an oath to the ancient woods, left to wither in the winter of a fading memory. The forest knew. It watched with the silent gaze of its snow-capped mountains. It listened with every rustling leaf, and it waited. For every debt must one day be paid. The air itself, once a comfort, began to hum with a forgotten power stirring from its long, patient slumber. The peace was a fragile thing, a chill born of no natural wind, snaked through the air. The mist, once a gentle companion, began to swirl with unsettling purpose. From its ethereal tendrils, spectral faces began to form visages of sorrow, of accusation, their eyes burning with a cold, otherworldly light. Ilara's solace turned to dread. The very atmosphere thickened, pressing down upon her, as if the forest itself was drawing a single deep breath. The distant mountains, her symbols of constancy, shimmered and warped like a fever dream. The world was coming undone, and in the heart of the chaos, a memory surfaced sharp and painful. The vow, the oath she had sworn and forsaken. In that moment of terrible recognition, the earth itself groaned in response. From the mossy ground, the forest's judgment arose. Guardians of woven root and glowing mist, their forms ancient and implacable, emerged to encircle her. They were faceless, yet their intent was clear, their silence a deafening roar of accusation as they pointed towards her heart. Trapped, with defiance crumbling into terror, Ilara's gaze fell upon a simple puddle at her feet, a patch of still water reflecting her own frightened face. But the true horror lay not in the giants of root and moss that surrounded her. It lay within that reflection. For as she watched, the face in the water, her own face, began to smile, a cold, cruel, triumphant grin. Its eyes flared with the same blue light as the Guardian's. It was the spirit, the vengeful soul of the forest, wearing her own image as a mask. Her scream was silent. As the spirit's power reached out from the water and the Guardians closed in, she fell back, her pleas for mercy lost in the suffocating presence of her own guilt.
Please, I beg you, have mercy.
And in that final moment, with all hope gone, she did the only thing she could. She surrendered, not to the fear, but to the truth. She closed her eyes and accepted the judgment she knew she deserved. Her sacrifice was not to be of life, but of pride, of regret. A single tear, born not of terror but of pure, heartbreaking remorse, fell from her eye. It struck the water, and the world changed. A ripple of pure golden light erupted from the point of impact, erasing the spirit's malevolent grin. The light washed over the clearing, and the guardians of Wrath paused, their cold blue hearts shifting to a warm, gentle glow before fading entirely. Peacefully, they unraveled, their forms returning to the earth root, moss and mist, their duty fulfilled. The oppressive air lifted, the menacing fog receded, and for the first time, a single warm sunbeam broke through the canopy, an absolution offered and accepted. Slowly, Ilara rose to her feet, no longer a victim, but a survivor. The ground where the guardians had stood now bloomed with small white flowers, a garden grown from forgiveness. She approached one of the ancient pines, not in fear, but in reverence. A new covenant, unspoken, was forged in that gentle touch, a promise not of words, but of understanding. She looked one last time into the puddle and saw only herself, calm and whole, smiling back. The forest was no longer her judge, but her sanctuary. As she walked away, her path was lit by the welcoming Sunday. Her steps were light, her heart unburdened. The oath had been broken. Its echoes answered not with vengeance, but with grace. The forest remembered, and in its memory there was finally peace.
The warmth and light of forgiveness spread throughout the entire clearing.